Welcome back to the Tydirium Hangar. This is Mike. Today I want to talk to you about the G.I. Joe June events that are going to be going on all through June. But they had the first real live stream. They called it a fan stream today, or I guess when you watched this yesterday. So I'm going to talk about all these reveals and what they talked about and my thoughts on this and what's coming up. But I'm going to cover each one of these either in a standalone video or just in my Sunday news. But I think there's enough meat on this bone to have this discussion, talk about what's coming up, and we're going to do this coming up. First off, there's 4 figures for the classified that they are talking about, and first one is Shipwreck. Now, they don't have a picture or a render or any of that kind of stuff, so Shipwreck for classified is very obvious they're going to do it. They say he's stoked, or he's like going to be a real buff or whatever. I guess that's kind of the thought process there. Next one is going to be Rock and Roll, and Rock and Roll is kind of going to probably just be, you know, Breaker with his Ram cycle, but Breaker just kind of some stuff changed slightly, a new head mold, all that kind of stuff, and different weapons to make this guy, which, by the way, that's money gold for them. Also, they did today talk about Torpedo. Torpedo is a good figure. I'm surprised it took this long to even reveal it, but I'm not really shocked. It's a cool looking figure. It's interesting, and I like to see what they do with this in the classified line. They also said Copperhead. Copperhead's one that we're going to see probably the Python Patrol version of this guy down the road, and that's cool. That's fine with me. I'm okay. That is, to me, an adequate repaint. And if we can get both versions, that's great. And those who don't want the Python Patrol don't get it, but definitely have to have a mainline release of the original. So one of the only few new reveals that we got was CoverGirl, and I think she looks great. She looks fantastic. Now, we don't get to see the weapons, accessories, those kinds of things, but we do get to see that she looks pretty good. She looks way better than Lady J. Now, that might have been by design to make her look better than Lady J. I don't know. But at the end of the day, she looks great. So I like everything about her. She has her jacket on, sleeves rolled up. She does kind of have that V going on the chest, kind of expose a more busty version. So they're going in a direction for a more mature adult theme, even though it's kind of a toy for kids. Theoretically, we know they're not making this for kids anymore. Now, getting down there, she's going to probably have a gun and a knife with those holsters on her waist, her legs and thighs. And then getting down below, she still has some elements with kind of the shin guard pieces, elements of the original kind of design of Classified, but for the most part, retro. Now, the bat's a really cool item, so let's go ahead and make a Crimson Bat. So they're going to make it with the same color that you're going to see the Crimson Guard, same color you're going to see the Crimson on the Crimson Twins, and we're going to make this bat. That's something we've never seen before, and repaints are not a surprise at all. I would have thought they would have got their kicks or their rocks off on repainting this to make some sort of a Python Patrol version of a bat, but you know, this Crimson, let's get a blue, a yellow, an orange, a gray, a silver. I mean, who knows? I mean, from this point on, who knows with the Hasbro team, right? We did get a reveal of Sergeant Slaughter, so this picture sums it all up. He comes with a mini figure that's going to have its own packaging with the background and all that kind of stuff. It's going to look like a vintage figure. It's Sergeant Slaughter selling his own action figure, but it's kind of cool. In a way, we see these kind of really small figures in Target anyway already, but it's kind of like carrying it into an exclusive with this figure. Now, they did say this is coming around Comic-Con at the same time, but it's not going to be Comic-Con exclusive. So I'm curious how they're going to be doing this. What's the price point? Are they going to call this a deluxe or something? Who knows? He does come with some removable glasses, removable helmet. The hat is actually really thin for it to look perfect, which is one of the things that I do see issues with hats or helmets for action figures. And if they can figure out a way around that, that's pretty awesome. That if you can figure out how to fix all that, let's make a mask line. Next up, we got Lieutenant Falcon. And the thing about this guy is that, well, he is Duke's stepbrother. He's a screw up of a kid and all that kind of stuff. No accessories. He does have a backpack that has kind of a curved antenna on it and a couple of other things, but I'm interested in seeing what accessories come with this guy. He looks kind of plain and simple, has a scarf, he's got, of course, his suspenders, all that kind of stuff going on, but not a shock, not a surprise. This is one of the few new actual figures they're going to come out with, and he was really pivotal in the movie, but what they said about Sergeant Slaughter fighting a few other people, and now they're revealing a movie figure, I'm starting to think we're going to get Nemesis Enforcer or Serpentor coming up next week or the week after. Now, with Sergeant Slaughter, we're getting Marauders repaints of Barbecue. Now, I don't have a problem with this. This is probably going to be a Target exclusive. I don't think they said where this is. They might have. I missed that. But I think it looks fantastic, and I also kind of have a bit of a bias because I've recently picked up some Marauder figures just for fun, for cheap, for the vintage line. So with that, it's going to be kind of interesting to review this guy when he comes in, but I look forward to these repaints in a way that makes sense. Not just giving us 11 Snake Eyes in a row that have a 1, 2, or 3% difference. No, this is way different than the original Barbecue, and I'm fine with that. Speaking of repaints, when they initially announced that we were going to get the Tiger Force version of Outback, I said day one, this is just saying we're going to get a standard Outback. I mean, everybody should know they're just doing what makes sense and putting out the Tiger Force first for the Target exclusive and a wide release of a standard one, which makes a ton of sense. Now they've revealed that, it looks fantastic. This is a great looking figure. I had a lot of fun with this as a kid, and I forgot his name was Outback, and I started calling him Survival as a kid for so long, and I was like, oh yeah, his name's Outback. So, but still, he looks pretty cool, and all his accessories. I mean, we probably could just ascertain what his accessories are going to be and how they're going to look based off of the Tiger Force version, but it looks good, and no shockers there, so maybe the Copperhead's going to have a Python Patrol. So next we get to the character most beat to death, and I've completely lost total interest in this character because they've made too many versions. Nothing is special anymore. Not even this. This isn't special because they made so many. But I have to admit, this is probably the best one they made. In my opinion, the way I look at it, this is my Snake Eyes, and I'm not pre-ordering it. I'm not going to buy it unless I get it on sale. I'll just do without, even though I think it's the best version so far. But that really sucks that you have to wait through 7, 11, 93. I don't know, how many have they made? I don't know. I got to go dig through 6 boxes of them that I have to figure out which iteration this is. But it's the best version. This frustrates me more than Tiger Force repaints, Python Patrol repaints. The fact we get the same figure over and 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 over just really is something that makes people want to quit the line. So now we're getting into this crossover for Transformers. Now, this is good and it's bad. I'll give you the good first. I like the alt mode. It seems more solid than a standard AW Striker. You get a Stalker figure, but I don't like it being Bumblebee. I think Bumblebee is a terrible character for an AW Striker. I mean, give me a Hound. I just reviewed Hound on my channel. Give me anything. Springer. Give me something. I'd even take a Beachcomber, a Generation 2 Beachcomber, but Bumblebee makes absolutely no sense. But whatever. That's what they're doing. It's $70 instead of $90 versus the Megatron and the His Tank. So there are some pluses and minuses to this, but looking at it in the alt mode, man, that is a very solid looking alt mode. That AW Striker looks better than the vintage and the reissue and the retro and reissue number 6 and all that kind of stuff. So But still, looking at it, it feels like it's going to be a solid looking figure and a solid looking alt mode. Now, they've already told us about this 2-pack that we're going to get for the O-rings, and so let's get into this. So, Retro Collection is dead. Any stock that was left out there has been bought up by BBTS and marked up by 25 to 30%, which, I mean, that's inflation anyway. The monthly inflation or annual inflation of 30%. But BBTS has those old ones that are 25th anniversary style, so that's done. So if you like 25th anniversary style, you better buy them up now because they're only going to go up in value. But this retro, well, O-ring style, whatever they're calling this 40th anniversary, we're getting Duke and we're getting a Cobra Commander. Now, this is not the same Cobra Commander we're going to get with our $230 Sky Strikers. That nobody has a Sky Striker, so it's $230. This is a different one. So the Sky Striker one gets the Mickey Mouse paint, and this one is not Mickey Mouse paint, but it's going to be $42 no matter how you slice it. $21 a figure for O-rings, and then a year from now they'll mark them down to $24 like they did Storm Shadow and Snake Eyes. Now, I do think it looks good. I think it looks like a really solid looking Cobra Commander. They've abandoned his original gun and gave him some sort of a rifle, some sort of a assault AR-14 assault rifle. Cobra Commander supports AR-14 assault rifles being sold. So then we get into Duke, and here's Duke and whatever gun he's got. Looks sort of similar to an original gun. Now, I like his bright colors. I like the fact that these O-ring figures do not look exactly like the vintage figures. If you still have vintage figures, they're special. If you don't have them, you can buy these O-ring ones, and they look similar but different. That is the way it should be in 2022. Well, you won't get it this year. 2023. So anyway, what do you think about these reveals? I'm going to be doing a video every week as they reveal more good stuff. Also covering it in my Sunday news every single Sunday. But I love G.I. Joe. I kind of wish I would have sold off collection number 3 of G.I. Joe back in 2018. And yes, you viewers were right. I regret that. When I sold it, I told you, and you said you'll regret it. You're correct. G.I. Joe is so much fun. There's so much good stuff going on right now. But it seems like it's a really long way to get anything they announce. But I will keep telling you what they announce and what arrives and what's on sale and the bargains and deals. Let me know in the comments below what you think about all this. Like and subscribe. My dear hanger out.